Knife Watch. Welcome back to my review of the Tissot PRX Chronograph. I'm going to share 5 things you didn't know. I'm not trying to tell you that you didn't know enough, it's just the way that I review. This is probably my favorite watch right now in my entire collection. I've had Tudors, I've had hands-on with many fine watches, but this is probably my favorite watch in my collection ever since I received it. And I just wore it at a conference for about 4 or 5 days. Took it traveling from the Bay Area in California all the way to Austin, Texas, and I've been in love with this thing ever since. I have not taken it off whatsoever. Let's start with the first of the 5 things you didn't know about the Tissot PRX Chronograph. This watch has sparked and waved flames on 2 debates that have captured the hearts and minds of enthusiasts since this year's Watches and Wonders. Do I care if a watch I very much love is very much thick? The Tudor Black Bay Pro was the spark, and this is the gasoline. The second debate is on the best automatic chronograph, under $2,000, maybe even under $2,500 or more. Go look for the most affordable automatic chronograph you can find. Is it thinner than this? Let's take a look at that thickness. Okay, is it an accurate movement? This is a Valjoux A05 H31 that has been negative 0.5 seconds a day for me. Almost perfect timing. Is it as good looking as this? Huh. That's subjective. But if you answered yes to all of these questions, you are probably looking at a quartz watch, which is an automatic, a vintage piece on eBay, which isn't new, or it's a piece that wasn't made in Switzerland, Germany, Japan, or France. This is Swiss made. Exactly. Join these debates. How thick is your thickest watch? Does that keep you from loving it? Leave a comment with your favorite automatic chronograph and tell me what the price is, what the thickness is, and what's too thick for you? What's just right? What's the best automatic chronograph under $3K? This has my vote. Let's take a look at the dial. To me, this blue is from Star Trek. The vertical brushing creates a holographic dial like nothing I've ever seen before. Every time you look at it, it transforms in different lighting, at different angles, and of course at different times of day. When you're wearing black, it looks like a black background, and this would look really handsome with a black dial. But this has sort of got this navy blue. The only thing that doesn't change about this dial is the stellar contrast and legibility against this brilliantly silver framed off-white subdial you'll find here. I mean, all 3 of them. Sometimes it's a navy blue that may look black and make for a very handsome reverse panda, like I said, or it's a royal blue, like a dim cerulean in sunlight. It's just breathtaking. It's beyond vibrant. It feels technologically advanced and interesting. With a linden dial, you can become familiar with the pattern of the design or dial, but not here. This brushing will bring a lifetime visual interest at a glance. I love it. The pushers are flexible, yet confidence-inspiring. Let's take a listen to the pushers right here. It's a pusher, all right. See that dial moving. See that hand moving, excuse me. Here's my hand moving. Being silly, stop, Knife Watch, okay. Yeah, the pushers are flexible, but they feel good. You know, by flexible, I mean, if you can see here, I'll try to show you. Let me take the watch off, make it a little bit more visceral for you. You can see here, you can kind of jostle these just a little bit. Can you see that? Try this one too. Now, I love that because by flexible, you know, they can move slightly, which means when you push these at different angles, the mechanism is forgiving. What do I mean by that? With some pushers, if you do it at an angle, you can make it loose. It can bend or damage the pusher and make it basically mess with the movement. With these, they really operate like futuristic buttons on a spaceship, and they look like it too. From my perspective, this is much better than pump pushers, even though there is a time and place for those. They do have a good look, but this is awesome for a sporty, everyday look. on a chronograph. The pusher feels like that click when you lock your front door. It's purposeful and only comes with high quality movements. Flies right back. You know, it kind of elicits, especially the sound and the vibration of when you push it, it elicits intentionality. It only comes with high quality movements and construction. You can't operate this chronograph by accident, and I'm in love with that. It's not all sundials and rainbows, right, Knife Watch? There's gotta be some cons. Facts. Of course, there are two features of this watch that you will either love or hate. One being this helium escape valve that will not save you or your watch's life because it is not a helium escapement. You got to push this button to change the date, okay? So you could take a spring bar, or you could take one of your little tools, you could take a needle, whatever you want, really. I don't know what's recommended by Tissot specifically, but you actually have to push that in order to change the date. If you're a klutz, you might scratch your own watch case, or if you're the kind of person a la Jack Forster from Hodinkee, who enjoys a spectrum of multivariate engagements with your watch, you'll fall in love with this intimate feature you only get with beautiful mechanical timepieces, in this case the Valjoux. You know, the last thing you probably didn't know about this watch is that the packaging is 100% recyclable. Let's take a look at this. Now, I'm putting my watch on this side, on this crown, because you can replace a crown and you can't replace this side of the case. So, either way, I'm pretty gentle with my watch. This is the packaging. A little underwhelming? I don't know. You let me know. My personal opinion, this is an incredible packaging because it's 100% recyclable. Good job, Tissot. Complaining about this packaging is like complaining about the environmental sustainability movement that's going on Earth, which is awkward. You know, I get it. This is luxury. You want to have the best of the best, but I mean, I think this is pretty cool. It looks like the town of Lolac, or all the different places where Tissot had its manufacturing handled in Switzerland, which is incredible. It's pretty cool to me. I get it, you know, this, you want to have the best, but this is less than $1,800. This watch, with its finishing, its legibility, its traditional yet futuristic case with best-in-class movement, in my opinion, not its packaging, is the best watch you can get under $2,000 if you want a chronograph. That's automatic. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, let's compare it to the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80. I was the first on YouTube to review this specific variant, the rose gold PVD bezeled version with the rose gold hands and indices, and that beautiful framed window, which I really, really like, and the waffle dial. The way that this PRX Chrono looks, it is an evolution of the Powermatic 80. The bezel is larger and more proud, but not garish and ugly. To me, this wider bezel on the chronograph gives it more of a Vacheron Constantin kind of look. That integrated bracelet look is just gorgeous to me. I love it. And I have larger wrists. So for me, you know, I think that it works. Now you tell me what's too big. This is my personal opinion. This is the most stylish and perhaps best looking watch Tissot has ever made. The polishing in between the brushed and polished links here on the bracelet is top tier. I mean, it looks great. We obviously love that about the value proposition of getting a quartz PRX. You know, I love it too, right? Is it still worth it at this price? Yes, because it's a science fiction watch to me. This accurate of a movement, this good looking, under $2,000 with innovation to empower, it's vintage pizzazz, right? The PRX Quartz doesn't hit all the markers. It's, you know, it's missing a framed date window that you'll find on this beautiful Powermatic 80. The PM80 has the beloved waffle dial. But in comparison to this chronograph, especially with that Powermatic 80 text on it, which I don't love, I think these subdials and the sophistication of this movement, let's take a look at the movement too. This has provenance, both in the movement and in these intricate subdials. Take a look at the subdials as well. This movement is decorated very beautifully in my opinion, and you know, I don't have a lot of experience with Longa and some of the best movements in history, but I appreciate a good looking movement. Let's see if I can get this focused here. Okay, trying to get you guys the best shot I can get you here of the movement. Oh, I forgot one of the things that you just gotta know is how quickly I can take off. Tissot, you should be embarrassed if I mess this up. It's not on me, okay? But there are quick release pins on this watch. Okay, took that off. Hopefully you can do it better than me. Buy the watch and you can time yourself. But this movement is beautiful. I think it's the nicest movement that I have. Hopefully you guys get a nice bit of detail there. You know, I think they opened Photoshop, selected the bezel from the Powermatic 80 in case and dragged it to enlarge it, so the proportions are still decadent. They're just overall for the watch, you know, it's got that bling from the polished edges and more sophistication from, look at those subdials, right? You can see the silver of the steel surrounding each white subdial, so it's got a depth to it. The date window is a nice size. I love the typography of this 4. It's nice, it's substantive. You can definitely tell what the date is. Is it perfect? The date window at 4:30? No, but it gives me AP chrono vibes. Who doesn't want a Audemars Piguet Royal Oak chronograph, right? So this is my pretend AP chronograph. Sorry if the focus was out there. Anyway, I think I've waxed poetically enough. This may be the best you can do under $2,000 for an automatic chronograph. Is it the best watch under $1,800? It's $1,750, maybe. What do you think? Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about this watch. Like and subscribe. Peace and love. I'll do a head-to-head of this versus my other chronographs or versus the Tissot Powermatic 80 if you'd like to, for the PRX, you know, but in general, this is my favorite watch right now.